Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Oh, boy. Tonight is going to be so amazing for many reasons. Now, let me just tell you, I am broadcasting live from the gorgeous kitchen of Rena and Ron Berge of Berge and Berge Associates in Woburn, Massachusetts. And I want a special shout out to Rena and Ron for letting me broadcast from their home. Leo, hit that promo.
Yeah, I'm a big fish in a small pond. Days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. I'm as famous, I'm as famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. I'm so happy. So I had to come to Massachusetts. So a little shout out to my sister Carla, my only sister, my little sister who I love. She broke her wrist, so everybody sent some great vibes. She's doing well. We went to the orthopedic today, and she's in very good spirits, and she's an amazing person. But she is a hairdresser, so that means she can't work for at least about 4 months. That's a long time. So everybody sends some great, wonderful vibes to my sister who is making the best of it. And I just want to say how much I love her. And Tarina said, you can photograph, I mean, you can broadcast from here. And I was so grateful because I wouldn't have made it back in time to, it was going to be really close. So this is great. So I can't thank Ron and Rena Berge enough for the use of, and Rizzo is also delighted, but she is out like a light right now. Okay. So tonight is very special because my friend Kat is here. Kat Almiranez is here, and there's a beautiful story with her last name as well. So hopefully she'll tell it. But she's going to join us. She is an incredible writer, storyteller, director. She works with young people. She is, you know, when you see a ripple in the ocean and you just say, wow, that's a beautiful metaphor for things that happen in life. She's that ripple in the ocean. And she has done so many beautiful things and touched so many lives. And I can't wait to have her on the show. In the meantime, Leo, will you join me, my friend? My sidekick, my accidental stage manager. There he is. Hi, Leo.
Hi.
Speaking of someone that works with kids, and Leo's in Idlewild, California. Leo, you told me you have a really sweet story you want to share.
Should we start with that? Do you want to say Happy St. Joseph's Day first?
Wow. You are, I know you're Mexican, and that is a wonderful thing to be.
Raised Catholic, though.
You
I
are
was
a
raised
Mexican
Catholic.
cousin. You know that. We always say that. But the fact that you remembered it was St. Joseph's Day, I am impressed because that's pretty Italian.
Well, who was the little St. Joseph in the All Saints Day parade?
You?
I didn't have the beard in second grade, but I did play him.
You could have, though. You could have had a beard.
You know.
Oh, my God. Leo, you were St. Joseph?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. The father of Jesus. Wow.
You know, my favorite St. Joseph story, though, is not really about him. It's when they found Jesus in the temple. Do you remember that? When he got lost when they were traveling?
Yeah.
And he tells his dad, well, what did you think it was going to be? Joseph.
Here's my favorite joke of that nature. So Jesus approaches a crowd of people and they're stoning the poor prostitute. And he breaks in and he goes, wait a minute, let me in here. What the heck's going on here? Like he who has not sinned cast the first stone. And out of the crowd comes a giant boulder and he turns around and he goes, Ma, sometimes you really piss me off. That is my favorite Jesus joke. Okay, I had to get it off my chest. So now that we got those out of the way, that is my favorite. Ron, I give you permission to use that. Ron is a comedian.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Okay, so now, Leo, you have a little. Let's say hi to some of our guests.
Yep.
First of all,
hi, weather girl.
Oh, hi, weather girl. Yes, Rena Criniali Berge is watching. My cousin from Massachusetts, from her beautiful kitchen. Danielle Alexandria Alchemy. Happy Tuesday. Happy St. Joseph's Day and blessed spring equinox, Maria, Leo, and family.
What a month.
Now, Danielle and I were talking on the way my drive here, and she reminded me, "Oh, it's St. Joseph's Day," and I was like, "I should have known this." So a nice Italian girl reminded another nice Italian girl, and hey, she goes, "Yay, Rena!" Lori Towers. Look at Danielle sent this. This is so funny. I'm going to read it because lots of times on the highway they post signs so that you don't speed. And she sent me this today that says there are plenty of Zapolis left. Slow down. Now, no one else would get that but the Italians, because what happens with the St. Joseph pastries, which we're going to feature for our dessert, is they are so amazing and delicious, but they sell out like nobody's business.
Sell
and
out.
then all
You mean like a Hollywood St. Joseph?
Yes, Happy Feast Day of St. Joseph. So this is a big one with Italians. I did say to Leo today when I sent this to him, I go, look at St. Joseph. He's like movie star gorgeous.
Yeah.
And Jesus looks like a little kid from the Upper East Side. He's coiffed beautifully. I mean, I know he's in the Middle East, but he is beautifully coiffed and with his blue eyes and blonde hair, just incredible. And if he were in today, he'd be on the Upper East Side in a stroller. And a high-end stroller. So there he is. But happy St. Joseph's Day to all. If people don't know or they're not Catholics, which, everybody except the Catholics are, is not Catholic. And they know that Joseph was the stepfather or adopted father of Jesus. He was a carpenter. He taught Jesus his skills. And Joseph is traditionally known as the good guy because he's altruistic. He's kind. He works for others. So metaphorically, no matter what religion or if you're an atheist, whatever, Joseph to me represents the good in the world that good people can do for each other, whether you are blood or not. You can spread good cheer.
And if you want to break it down, he took in somebody who weren't his baby mama, but he made him her baby mama, and they'd be cool with that. So
Thank you, Leo. Thank you. Or as my friend Joe Gulla says, as you know, Joe Gulla.
I love him.
Joe Gulla is a playwright, and he's gay. And he said to him, what St. Joseph's Day is when he thinks about those guys that they don't necessarily sleep with women, but they love all the drama. So, and they're involved in it. So that's the way Joe Gulla describes St. Joseph's Day and why he loves it very much. Because it's the day that, I don't know, everybody's crazy. Our friends are crazy. Lori Towers, how beautiful. We love Lori Towers. Pretty soon we have to have Lori and John back on. They've been on a few times, but they're always doing something amazing. And
they're hitting the press lately. They're like all over it.
Lori was in a huge magazine, huge article on Lori Towers. And she's an amazing publicist, a bass player, a historian, music historian, a DJ. I mean, they're everything. These guys do everything. And her husband, John, is an amazing, same thing. They're writers. He's a writer, all that stuff. He's got a book coming out of poetry. So we're going to have them on very, very soon to talk about that. Danielle's about prayers for Carla. Carla's my sister who I love. Everybody just send good vibes out. She is so amazing and things roll off her back, but she's my little baby sister.
Girl, when it's all fixed, you're going to be able to do this again. No problem. We got you.
Okay. Thank you, Leo. And I'm going to be able to get a haircut because she's my hairdresser. Because I had to fire my dad. I had to fire my dad. He was my hairdresser for years because he's so high maintenance. And that's it. My sister isn't my hairdresser again. Okay. We are there. Yes, John, let's talk about that and get a date. David Slauson, my love, real estate extraordinaire, human real estate person extraordinaire. He's breaking all kinds of records and getting all kinds of awards. So shout out to David Slauson who watches our show every week. Okay, so Leo, do you want to show? You said you had a really nice video. You want to show
Speaking of Joseph and men that take care of beings that are in need of help, right? Because that's what St. Joseph did. So I was watching ABC and I was watching ABC News, and there was a story of a man who's an incredible athlete. He's actually a neurotherapist. Yeah, that's what we'll share it right now. His name is Sergio Florian, and he went running on this really steep hike in Hawaii, and he came across an animal. So I'm going to show, this is from Instagram. You can go to his place if you want to see more of it. But this dog, we'll go back.
It's your love to let it go.
So the dog was lost from its family. She was so scared, weak, up hanging off this cliff, and he brought her down as a runner. He brought her down. And of course, when I see these animal stories, I'm like you. I'm just a big crybaby. And I actually reached out and thanked him for doing this. And he's a really nice guy. And he is a healer pretty much. I want to go to this other video that you can see. Yeah.
Crazy enough to run around the perimeter of Oahu in 27 hours to inspire others. I'm a neurotherapist. I work with people that have spinal cord injuries, brain injuries, strokes. And so I'm dealing every day, day in, day out with people that cannot move. I started taking on sort of more endurance things, and that carried over into my therapies with people, and I was able to help over the years a lot of people to walk again and to feel better about themselves and just to make gains that they never thought were possible. So it was 135 miles. It took me 27 hours and 15 minutes, and I beat the previous time by like 5 hours. Yeah, people still call me crazy that I did that, and people still think, oh, you're crazy, you're crazy. I don't see it as crazy. I inspired people. I got something out of it for myself. Like, I got so many people call me.
And so he's got great, and this is the dog that he rescued. And so, I reached out, and he's been getting a lot of people reaching out, but he's just been a really cool guy. We were talking today about how he's been running, and he just ran a marathon up in Big Bear, which is the other mountainside close to me. And he's just a really congenial guy. And I wanted to share that story because he saved that puppy, and that puppy, Stevie. So there's our St. Joseph tribute today. How's that?
Yes, I love that. You got an A+ for that. First of all, Leo is amazing. I cannot sing his praises enough. I always say I'd be lost without Leo. But Leo, sometimes you go, not sometimes, always go above and beyond. And that is one of those times. Thank you for doing that, because these feel-good stories make us all want to do something good in the world, right?
He did, yeah. And he let me know that there was other 2 dogs. They got away from their owner on a hike. And so that's what happened. But they all have been found, and they're all back together. And Stevie is doing, that's the puppy. She's doing very good.
Stevie. I wonder if it's named after Stevie Nicks.
Oh, I wonder. I didn't think there
might be. So Rick Sudi Caritas has joined us, tuning in late. Leo is great. Yes, he is. Another shout out I want to give is Roger Duryea Jr., who is my friend and also happens to be married to my friend Paul Maizano. They've been together a long, long time. Hey, girl, it was so nice to see you at Brandy. We will see you more now that we are closer. Come to Rehoboth. Get a room. We have a room waiting for you. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So maybe in the spring or the summer. Spring is around the corner. Yes. Thank you, Roger. And Roger is such a lovely person and so smart. Or as we say in Massachusetts, wicked smart.
Yeah, wicked smart.
Wicked smart. Anyway, okay. So I don't want to waste too much more time. Our guest is a friend of mine. She's been a friend of mine. I'm going to say 20 years. She'll be able to remind me, because she's younger than me and so vibrant and amazing. I'm going to say we've been friends for 20 years. She has always been this kid. Well, to me, she's a kid, but because she's so young, her spirit is so young, and she's eternally youthful, and she never ages. And she does so many great things with children. She also creates beautiful projects. She's a director. She is a teacher. She's a writer. She's a storyteller. Direct everything, anything you can imagine, she does it, and she's very humble about it. So she usually just goes by Kat, but I love her last name. So let's bring on Kat Elmiranez. Elmiranez. Yes.
She did it. Yay.
Woo! Hi, my beautiful friend.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. It's so nice to see you.
So nice to see you. Leo's amazing. Do you see how young looking she is? She's like a little girl, like this young being. And you've never changed. The only thing that's changed about you is you are more glowing than you ever were.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's the truth. It's
Yeah,
the
I
truth.
actually, you know, I turned 45 the other day.
What?
Yeah.
I swear to God, you look
Yeah,
17. It's
and we've
incredible.
known each other since I was in my 20s.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
knew it was more
yeah,
than 20 years.
yeah.
I knew it.
It's been a long,
Um,
yeah.
so now, Kat, you you're so many. You do so many different things, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you really are like one of these creative beings that has this peripheral vision, and you take in things, you tell stories, you interpret lives, you help people facilitate their creativity. I'm going to really leave it in your hands to start this ball rolling. Where would you like to start? And then we'll talk about all your stuff. But where would you like to start? What is something? Do you want to start at the beginning? Do you want to start at what you're doing now? Your storytelling, your directing. What do you want to start?
I'm can I start in the middle?
Yes, the middle's great.
Okay. So when you and I met,
Yeah.
I want to say in the early 2000s, I was in my 20s. I was excited. I was doing I wanted to do everything. I was making visual art. I was writing a lot of short stories.
Mhm.
And so and I did all those things. And one of the things so I used to work as a teaching artist, and so I would I used to work for the creative arts team, and we would take these dramas and bring them into the classroom, and we would use drama as a way of discussing things like social issues,
Right.
academic literacy, those kinds of things. And so I really loved working with young people. And then but I also like wanted to produce work by other people, and so I started producing like monologue nights, and I specifically like featured people who didn't feel like they were writers or performers. And I used to host variety shows, all this stuff. Anyway, fast forward, I was doing all these amazing things. And then my late friend, Paul White, one day asked, as an artist, you're like hustling, right? It's like,
Yeah, of
I love
course.
all of these things that I do, but I also got to like make bank to pay rent.
Right.
And so one day I had to have been in my 30s. He said to me, "Why don't you write down your ideal job?"
Mm.
And I said to Paul, "Why?" I was like, it's just going to disappoint me.
Oh, wow.
And he goes, "No." He goes, if you write down your ideal job, and then you just assume that you're going to get paid and be able to like live life instead of all these hustles."
Mm.
And I was like, okay. So I did my homework, right? Because my friend Paul told me to. And I did it, and I was like really proud of myself, and I gave it to him. And he goes, "That's great, kid." And I was like, what now? I thought maybe there was like some sort of ritual he wanted to, I should do. And he said, "Well, just, now you have it," which I thought, by the way, was a terrible, terrible exercise. I was like, and I'm not kidding you. A year later,
Yeah.
after all of these hustles, a year later, this job opportunity as the associate artistic director at the 52nd Street Project came up. And so I wrote that, I joined in 2017, the 52nd Street Project. I wrote that essentially what my resume, right? My job description in 2016.
Wow.
And someone had actually reached out to me to write a recommendation for them for that job.
Really?
Yeah, and I had some mixed feelings about it, but then I read the job, and I'm not kidding you, it was a replica of what I had written down the year before.
Oh my God.
And it was really centered on like working with young people, creating original work, putting it in, and sharing it with the public, and then also working with theater artists and adults and how to support young people in their work. And
now I just want to stop you for a second, because I don't want it to this moment to be fleeting, because it's so important. So our friend Danielle Alexandria Alchemy she's a spiritual healer. She's a psychic. She's a teacher. She's a coach, all kinds of things. And we talk all the time. And she would say, I'm sure she's sitting there right now saying, it's all manifestation. It's all what you put into the universe. Like our minds are, I'm sure she's sitting there saying this, our minds are so powerful. And your friend who told you to do that knew she's writing, absolutely, because she She knows, and she's amazing. If you want to find Danielle, it's Danielle Alexandria Alchemy. Go to her website. It's incredible. But
Thank
we
you.
talk about this stuff all the time, manifesting. Kat is already Kat, she goes, Kat is already a master manifester. Yes. So Kat, this was your dream job a year later.
It literally was my dream job. I mean, if Paul had not told me to write it down, and it was in my desk, it was in my desk drawer. If he had not told me to write it down, I would not have a piece of paper that was a replica of this job I really wanted to do, and which I thought a year before did not exist. I just want to say that, like, I was like, this job doesn't exist. It doesn't exist to pay my bills, like this kind of thing. And then I walked into this beautiful, amazing.
Oh my God!
That's the Cat Youth Theater, actually. That's the Cat Youth Theater that I came out of, that inspired me to work.
Well, tell us about this. Tell us what this is. So this was
sure.
what you started doing, right?
I was 16 years old when I joined that company in 1996. And I was like this delinquent kid who had really poor.
Who wasn't? Which artist do you know that wasn't a delinquent?
This is also true. And I kid you not, theater saved me.
Yeah, me
theater
too.
saved me, and it was an after-school theater program. It still exists 25 years later. It is still free. That's like also a big thing at both at the Cat Youth Theater as well as the 52nd Street Project. We really strongly believe in like equal access. So the Cat Youth Theater, it was free when I was a kid. It is still free now. I do a lot of fundraising for them. And they now have like a junior youth theater as well as a high school adult theater, and they do amazing work. They provide services all across New York City, and I think they might even have a couple of young people from Jersey, and they do really, really amazing work. And that organization is led by Helen White and Joey Schultz, and they do amazing work. And it really catapulted me into realizing I could do it for a living. And so now I'm at the project, been there for like almost 7 years.
Now I know I've been there many years ago before I knew you. A friend of mine took me there, and she said, "You're not going to be blown away by what happens here." So explain to the person that doesn't know what the 52nd Street Project is, what you folks do there.
Sure. Yeah. So we're a nonprofit organization. We are located in Hell's Kitchen. We're on 52nd Street and 10th Avenue. The organization is about like over 40 years old, and it has evolved over time. So I'll tell you what it is now, which is that we serve the young people of Hell's Kitchen. And what that means is you have to be between the ages of 10 and 11, and you have to live in the neighborhood to join our organization, to join and become a project member. And basically what that means is like you take an 8-week class with me on learning how to write plays. And then after that, we do what's called our playmaking program, where we currently have 8 young people who took my class in the beginning of January. And then we match them with volunteer actors and directors. And so each young person gets 3 people who really support their creativity. We then go away on a writing retreat, which, by the way, is made possible by volunteers who volunteered.
Well, when you go on a writing retreat, it's obviously off campus, right?
Yes. The last place we visited a place called Roxbury, Connecticut, and one of our longtime volunteers, it really, Kimmy and her partner Jesse welcomed us into their home. Can you imagine welcoming like 24 people into your home?
Wow,
and then
that's why
they were able to get host families like in the neighborhood to then also host, like, let us sleep in there. And it's amazing. It's all people are just volunteering. And then so we have these volunteer directors and these volunteer actors. The young person meets their actor, right? And so they interview them and get to know them. They talk. They ask
this is what I love. So the young person writes the play, and you help them. You show them how to do that. They write the play, it's their idea, and then an adult is the actor.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So they write a play. Then there are 2 actors and their director, and then we have an entire production team,
Wow.
and we produce it. It's actually we have our next playmaking show is the weekend. Oh my gosh, April 5th, 6th, and 7th is our next performance, and it's 8 plays. Each play has 2 adult professional actors, and I'm like blanking. There's one currently right now. I think one is a chicken. This one that was in rehearsal today. It's a story about a fried chicken that meets a sushi.
See, that's hysterical. But adults play.
They
It's
have
so
this like
cute.
existential experience together. All of our plays have music in it. And so they write lyrics to it, and then we connect with a volunteer composer. A volunteer composer comes in, takes their lyrics. Sometimes the young people are like, oh, it feels like this, and then they write the music for it, and our actors sing it on stage. And we make a really big deal out of their work because they are a really big deal.
Yeah.
And our artistic director, Natalie Hirsch, always, like, when she gives her orientation to the actors and the directors before they meet the young people, she reminds them that this work that we're doing is Shakespeare, and that it is our job to bring it to life and to understand it, because to those young people, it makes sense. One of the things that we don't do with the project is when they're writing their stories, we don't correct their spelling, and we also don't correct their grammar. And we remind them repeatedly, like, we are interested in your story, and if this is the way you want to say it, like, this is what we're gonna work with you, like. And so it's a really, really fun experience. And then what's even better is that once the young people like finish this program, they're then welcome to utilize all of our other services, which is we provide homework help, we provide individual tutoring for specific subjects. We have other creative programming, dance making, filmmaking, writing, poetry. We have another thing that they do is we go away for a week. We go away for a week with 8, like 11 or 12-year-olds. We take them away for, and they perform. It's their first time on stage with us. They perform with an adult actor a play that is written for the 2 of them.
Oh my God, that's really powerful.
We do it in 2 weeks.
How many kids are you taking with you, girl?
We take 8 young people, 8 volunteers, and then probably 9 staff, 2 interns. And what's wild is that we then have a volunteer main house that houses all of us during the day. And then they're responsible for or they support us in finding host families that we all sleep in at night for a couple of hours. And then we all come back. And get this, we also have somebody who on staff, as well as other volunteers, who cook for us. And
that'd be me.
Can you imagine?
That would be me too. I love that.
It's like, and then, bless our executive director, Carol Oakes, who literally, she's like the executive director. She's like going food shopping at ShopRite. She's like, it's just amazing.
And where does that take place? Where does that take place? The most recent one is we went to Rumson, New Jersey.
Okay.
When's your next time doing it?
August.
Okay, so I'm saying this publicly. I will donate. I will make because I make sauce and I make really good sauce. Let me know. Give me a few weeks ahead of time, and I will donate a bunch of pasta and sauce. All you have to do with whoever's cooking is boil the pasta, and the sauce is off the hook. And I never have it on record. So yeah, you have. That's what I'm saying. I'm so happy to do that. I'll get it. I can donate a ton of bread, all kinds of. Oh
my gosh! Thank you.
Okay,
thank you.
I won't cook the pasta because I feel like it won't be as fresh or something. But I will donate. I will make all that stuff and donate it.
Thank you.
It's on record.
So also the really, really very important thing about our program, just repeating it again, is that it is free.
Mm.
It is a free program. The young people don't buy anything. We don't ask them to purchase anything. When we go away and we realize like, oh, they need a sleeping bag, we tell them, do not buy a sleeping bag. We will provide you with a sleeping bag.
Wow.
All of our like academic support services are free. We have all these other trips that we go on are free. We have our teen program. We also, after they graduate, if they decide to pursue an educational career, like any kind of college, they are eligible for a scholarship, a financial scholarship of
Wow.
$500 a semester. And it is not it's not merit based, it's attendance based, right? Because people learn differently, right? Like,
Yeah.
and so we provide that as well. And it's all really through the kindness of former volunteers who are now like able to share in their wealth and health of their work. And we have some really, really amazing people who come and just continue to support us. And it's really, I'm always floored, you know, when I walk into our beautiful space that we've had for almost 15 years, that it's like the most happy, fun place to be.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And they never forget that. You would never
we
forget
have two current members. We have two current staff members who were former project kids.
Are you kidding me?
Our director of education and our director of development, they're like in their 30s and have kids. They were there when they were 10.
Isn't that the best though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the best.
Part of the organization that is now it's a retired camp, but overnight camp. I spent the first 10 years being assistant director with my buddy Doug, who turns 50 this year. Happy birthday, Doug.
Happy birthday,
this
Doug.
week. Yeah, this week, as a matter of fact, he turned 50. And the kids, I ended up retiring from it because the kids that we had started coming to camp, the freshmen at the first 10 years, became the directors and the counselors and such. And it was such a, it's so, I don't know if you ever get this feeling, an unrightful sense of pride for these kids. Like, I don't know them. They're not my child whatsoever, but I could cry for them and tear because they've grown into these beautiful adults and these human beings that you go, wow. Well, I'm blessed.
I think
to know
that's the most powerful of all things, because I used to work for a great social service called Center for Family Life in Brooklyn. And the same thing happened there. Like, the junior, that was my first teaching job. So the junior staff or kids would become junior staff, would go to college, and then come back and work for the organization. Like, that is so moving, so that you have such pride in everything. And now I work for a company called Road Recovery, which is amazing. All musicians, amazing musicians. And same thing, the kids come up, all different ages, and then they become junior staff, they volunteer, and then they're part of the program. They're the adult part of the program. So I am very moved by that. I want to take a minute. John Pietero says, ushering the next generation into the arts equals God's work. Bravo. Absolutely, 100%. And also, let me see, because I have it on. Barry Silver is watching. Ed Kutu is watching. Aaron Lee Battle is watching.
Aaron Lee Battle. Hi, Aaron Lee Battle.
Yeah, so we have Jean Craigie, who is Stoneham Town moderator. I was in Stoneham the last 2 days, Jeannie. I was thinking about you. So we have Vincenzo D'Amato, our friend Jimmy is watching. Belle Parker, who also works with kids in Wisconsin, doing a very similar thing that you're doing. So, Belle, I'm glad you're listening. Now, so the next, what do we want to promote? What's the next thing that people can come and watch? Or let's either pop the website out there again, Leo. And if people want to check out go ahead. I'm sorry. You go ahead, Kat.
Oh, so I was going to promote 3 things.
Okay, yes, please.
One is our playmaking show, where it's actors who are performing plays written by young people, and that's the weekend of the 5th, 6th, and 7th. That's that one. And again, and also our shows are free to the public. It is, again, equally important to us that all of this is accessible to everybody. So we don't charge anything. You can come. We even have a space that if people bring their, their children, and it's they can like step out into the lobby and watch it on the screen. So that we're really making it, accessible for folks. And
I
then
want to come
after
take a grant
that,
writing class from you.
oh yeah. Oh. And then on the April 12th, which apparently according to this calendar is National Grilled Cheese Day,
And who doesn't love a grilled cheese?
is our stage combat Thrill of the Fight. And that's super fun because we have, I think, like 7 or 8 young people, and they've learned how to do stage combat with an adult, right, who doesn't necessarily remember what it was like to do stage combat. And they create these stories that incite safe fighting. And that is like, they'll be performing that on the week after playmaking. We're always really busy at the project. And then the third thing I wanted to promote is that to artists and theater makers out there who are ever interested, even just have an inkling of curiosity about potentially volunteering at the project, like we welcome it. You can go on our website. There's a survey. That survey goes to me. So pretend when you're filling it out, you can pretend you're talking to me. And that's so cute. And there's lots of different opportunities, like, one-time deal. Some of them are like 8 weeks, for 8 times over a period of 8 weeks. Sometimes it's just production week. Sometimes it's about, one of the things we're trying to do as well is like we have a hygiene kit, because like the bodies are changing. And so we have a volunteer who donates to us like kits for like deodorant and little packet things that we can give. And like those things are important, and we're always just looking for people to help grow our community. And we have volunteers who've been around for like 10, 15 years, and they're watching our young people grow old. They're watching them grow up. And it's really,
I love that.
It's really beautiful.
And that's such a fragile but important age. 10 to 11. Yes. Think about that. And you know what? I love that. That's kind of third. Is it like maybe 4th and 5th grade?
When they come in,
yeah. So that's like when they still kind of think you're cool, but they're just starting to find their own place, right? So
I don't know. I think the teens think I'm cool.
But I'm telling you, because when I teach, I can tell. Like I love 3rd and 4th grade because they still look at you like this.
Yeah.
But as soon as they pass that, then they're like. They're getting a little thing going.
Yeah.
But you're like a kid.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I love it.
I love sometimes they laugh at me about it. So
I'm sure they love you. So my cousin Cora Gothier says, good evening, everyone. Hi, Cora. I love you. And I miss you. She's in Florida right now, but she'll be back up north, I think, in April. Johnny Tomorrow is joining us. He's an amazing, amazing actor and writer. And he works at FAO Schwartz as a toy soldier. He's very famous for that. Yes, he's also Mr. Christmas. He always does Christmas things that are incredible. And he's when I saw the play The Wanderer, the musical The Wanderer about Dion's life, he played Dion's dad. And I think it's coming to Broadway. So Christopher Robb has joined us. He's an actor, a director, filmmaker. Let me see who else. Frank Udiciani is watching. My first friend when I was a kid, when I was in kindergarten and 1st grade. We have remained friends all these years.
Oh my God.
His mom and my mom were best friends. And he's watching, and he runs Lucia's Restaurant on Hanover Street in the north end of Boston. So if you're in the north end of Boston, please go and see Frankie Udiciani. Okay. Kat, an exciting. Oh, Kate Greer has joined us. Hi, Kate Greer. Oh my God. Kate Greer, do you know Kat Almiranez? You two should know each other. Kate lives in Hell's Kitchen. She's also an incredible playwright and filmmaker. And Kat runs the 52nd Street Project.
Well, I don't run it. I help to run it.
Well, okay. In my eyes, you're bigger than life. So you're eternally youthful and bigger than life, all in one sentence. So, Kat, you must meet each other. You must meet each other. I'm gonna connect you two. Okay, tomorrow I will connect you two via Facebook. you must stay friends because you're both incredible writers and inspirational people. Now, so Rizzo now is trying. Rizzo, what are you trying to show me? We might have to give her a treat. Listen, you know what we're coming up on, and I'm going to have to invite my cousin Rena to join me. We are coming to the part of our show called. Rena's going to join me, and we're going to say it together. Rizzo, did you want a little treat? I might have to give her a little piece of bread, Rena. Here you go.
Can I see her, please?
Yeah. Oh my God. Absolutely. She'll come up. She'll come up. Come here, Rizzo. Okay, but first I want to pull my cousin Rena in. Rizzo, step up.
It's time for some family management. Get Rena in.
I know. Rena is the family project manager for sure. And this is Rizzo. Rizzo is my dog. She's 14. She's adorable. And she behaves very well. You see, I called Rena in and she was like, how about me? So Rena, everybody sees Rena Crinelli Berge. She always checks into our show. Look how beautiful she is. This is my cousin Rena. We're thick as thieves. And she is our family project manager, we call that, because she can pull something together in no time flat. Now, I will just say, I called Rena, this afternoon?
Yep.
And I said, Rena, would you, because I'm in Massachusetts, and I'm like, I'm not going to make it back to New York in time. Rena, would it be okay with you if I did your show from your house, her beautiful home, which I love? And she was like, sure, Pia, of course, whenever, come over anytime. She just happened, I go, don't worry, I'm going to pick up some stuff or whatever. I'll get some St. Joseph's pastries, which Danielle from Danielle Alexandria Alchemy reminded me that it was St. Joseph's Day. So I'll get the pastries, but Rena just threw together a little snack. First, we have to do this. We have to do this all together. On the count of three, we go ahead, keep eating, because that's the segment of our show. So Rizzo, you too. 1, 2, 3.
Go
ahead. Keep eating.
Okay, Rena, let me put Rizzo down for a minute. Rena, why don't you show us what we have?
Are we doing?
Well, let's do the savory first, and then we'll do the other stuff. Okay, Rena can throw together. I'll hold it. You describe what everything is.
I just threw together a few snacks because I wanted Leo to laugh.
A few snacks.
Meanwhile, there's just the two of us.
It's
Ron
just
is in the
the
other
Ron.
room. We might not even need it. So there we go. Yeah.
There it
I
is.
sent
Okay,
you a
so
picture
Rena,
of
do you want to describe what everything is?
Yeah,
Oh my
so
God, I'm gonna have
A
to eat
little
it.
Can you do
antipasti
this?
salad, an abruzzese sausage. We
And
got
Rena's
some-
Abruzzese. Abruzzo is a region of Italy that I think is the best for food, even though a lot of Italians would be like, no, my region is best because it's very meat heavy and I love meat. So
I'm half and half.
you're half a Milanese, which is
So-
Tiziana, as we know. Just a little something, says Danielle. Just a little snack. Just a little snack. So go ahead. Don't
We
forget
have some
vegetarian.
prosciutto. Yeah,
Prosciutto, which I love. I might have to have a
yeah,
piece of that
prosciutto.
right
We have a
now.
little taralli.
Taralli, which are like,
hard, but
they're like biscuits.
Yeah, like you
but they're
dip them
hard. You
in-
can dip them in stuff.
in
Like
Very
pretzel
good.
kind of thing? Like a pretzel-y kind of.
Yes, but not with a lot. It's got fennel in it instead of like salt. It's so
That's
good.
good.
we have that I love, of course, the fresh ones that I love.
But
to
talk
have.
about the tomatoes and your father's special.
Oh, yeah. There's an herb. If anybody knows what it is, I haven't been able to figure it out yet. It's an herb that grows every year. It's a perennial and it comes back in my father's garden. My father's been gone for almost 30 years now. And I've transplanted it to my yard and I dry it and I keep it in this little jar. And I call it Papa's special seasonings for tomato. He used to call it salsarella, which was like a dialect version of something. It's not oregano. It's not marjoram. It's not, I can't figure out what it is, but it grows and it's
I
fantastic on
personally think that he
tomatoes.
did like a hybrid thing because it
Oh.
doesn't smell like anything I've ever smelled. And it's amazing, but he was famous for it. So anything that Joe's made with salads, like these tomatoes, he would put that on.
Yeah.
And it's, and Rena now has some of the plant and she's growing it.
I'm sure it's something.
Rena just pulled together a
Yeah,
little
no,
snack.
antipasto.
A little snack.
That's
Oh,
it.
but
That's
wait, there's
all.
more.
Pecorino sardo. Oh my
Pecorino.
Pecorino sardo. Oh my God. Which is, wait, isn't that this little thing here?
That's that one. And this
Oh,
is
jeez.
a
What-
pecorino toscano.
Pecorino
goodness.
toscano,
For taste
pecorino
sardo.
sardo.
Sardinia.
Oh, from Sardinia. And
those
then
are French. I don't know how those got on.
the
there. Those
little
are brie.
Brie snuck in here. But may I just say, I'm very grateful. I love Brie.
I knew you like brie.
I love Brie. I love the Brie. Oh, and what's this, Rena?
An artichoke spread. It's
What?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Crema di carciofi. Now, also, big shout out to Maitza Joe, who's Rena's dad, who's in heaven, because it's St. Joseph's Day. So we celebrate St. Joseph's Day. Let's show our amazing Zapoli that Danielle and I were talking about yesterday. Oh my God. Oh, that's my favorite one. Okay, so if you're not Italian, if you're Italian, you're like, you know what this is. There's different versions of it. If you're not Italian, you must, every March 19th, you must run to an Italian bakery. Now, they may have them over the weekend too, but they only make a certain amount. You must run to wherever your Italian bakery is, Jersey, New York. But the New York one, I suggest Rocco's on Bleecker Street and Veniero's on 2nd and 11th. But in Jersey, there's so many. Okay, so this first one, Rena, describe this first one. Hold on, I'm going to pick it up.
This has a yellow pastry cream with the amarena cherries. So like the cherries that are soaked in syrup. So those are really good. It's a yellow cream. And then the next one.
The next one, my favorite.
Has the whipped cream. And that one, Coloruso's does it with the
I have to pick it up with both hands because I might drop it.
A strawberry compote or jam at the bottom of it.
Yeah, this is I love whipped cream. I'm like a big fan of whipped cream. So that is the one. Danielle asked me, we were talking on the phone on the way here. And I said, there's the next one. It tends to be my favorite, but I'm going with this tonight because the cream is so beautiful. Okay, and the third, last but not least at all, is usually my favorite.
The cannoli cream.
Cannoli cream. From God. I believe that God had a day off, which was a Sunday. Remember the day of rest? And he was like, rest my ass. I'm making cannoli cream. And I do believe that he said that because I think God swears too. It wasn't, he didn't take the name of anybody in vain. He just said, rest my ass, I'm making cannoli cream. And this that is from God.
And those are cocoa nibs? What's that?
What? This is cannoli cream and chocolate chips.
Oh, yeah.
Well, please, Rena, you're a baker. Rena's a baker. How would you describe, is this puff pastry? Or
no, it's like a cream puff pastry. So it's like a pâte choux. It's like that dough that you make and then you like pipe them out.
I'm smelling them all. I love to smell good food.
Okay.
Maria.
That wasn't all the food though.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
Kat,
what
Ron
were you
ate the
going to
rest of
say?
that.
Oh, Ron ate the rest of that.
Well, I was going to say, Maria, what does the box look like that you're going to put that in and bring back to New York?
I don't think you understand. We're going to eat this. Rena and I and that too. Oh, yeah, let's bring it. Rena and I are masters of not wasting anything.
Right.
It's a sin to waste food.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now this, Rena, you made these, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Rena made these. Tell everybody what they are.
These are zeppole. I'm sorry. These are pizzelle.
Pizzellis.
But these are like the ones like my mother's side makes, like my mother's side.
Yeah.
So from Avellino.
Avellino.
The ones that my father's side makes in Abruzzo, they're really thick. And they're
Like almost like waffles.
Yeah, and they have like initials on the iron. You cook them one at a time.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I love. Yeah, when you get married in Italian homes, somebody gives you a pizzella maker.
Oh.
And it has your initials on it.
Ooh.
And for all time and history, you cannot destroy a pizzella maker. And these are my mother's favorite.
Yeah.
She's in heaven too. So, and we tell everybody what
Those
they are.
are almond cookies. They're little
Biscotti. Yeah.
Biscotti.
Yeah. Delicious. And Rena, because Easter is around the corner, as I always say, Easter is the greatest comeback of all time. And if you get that, you get it. If you know, you know. And you're our little cat's laughing. And all right, Miranez, I see you laughing. And a little Easter egg there, chocolate. Okay, so we have many.
And one more.
Oh,
Big
one
chocolate.
more.
That's the big chocolate that we give to all the kids.
All
at
the kids
Easter.
get there.
Aww.
Prize inside. It's a hollow chocolate, and you break it open, and then there's a little prize inside.
Is it
Yeah.
a rabbit inside or is it St. Joseph?
Malta, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
there
it the
it is.
Malta? The Malta usually
Yeah,
Malta
it
is
could
the
be
name of the company.
Perugina or
Right, Perugino, Malta. Those are the chocolate companies from Italy. So that's our little spread.
Yeah.
That's our
Whoa.
little spread.
Can you come and help us eat it?
Yes, please come join us.
If I could, there's always the one. Hold up the thing where I can reach up to the plate and get it. So
Oh yeah, let's see. Oh, and then we talk about the pizza. So this, what does this plate say? I
There's
love
more?
it. The fondest memories of when you gather around the table.
So
So
let's see if we can
Mm.
be able to.
yeah, go ahead, Leo. This is, but you know what? This is not an Italian pizza. It's from Andrea. So they are owned by Greek cooks. And the Greek pizza, very popular in Massachusetts, is more like a crusty crust. I love it. It's smaller. The pizzas are smaller. They're almost like individual
He's
pizzas.
still reaching over there. I feel like I gotta give him
Read,
another
where
one.
you got it, read, Leo? Okay.
no,
And I love Andrea, so we must be
I was waiting for that bit.
Yeah, how'd you do that? Oh,
The
the magic of television.
the magic of television and theater.
Oh,
Oh my God.
I'm a food fairy.
Oh, I love you. Everybody give it up for Rena Grignali Berge. Isn't she amazing? My cousin Rena. Nobody's better than Rena. Even Rizzo agrees. Rizzo, come here.
Don't you remember last week I became a food fairy? That's how we
Ron,
met.
come and say hello. Wait. Yes, I know you did. Leo is a food fair. Oh, that's right. You were the food fair. Ron Grignali Berge. I mean, not Grignali. I'm teasing. Ron Berge, my friend. And may I remind, he's Rena's husband, but he's my friend. May I remind everybody that Ron was Mr. February 2022 in the 2022 calendar. Kat, I told you that the 2022
Yeah.
calendar. Ron, my cousin by marriage, was Mr. February. It's not easy. He's a postman by day, but
his head's swelling as he's sitting there.
I know. But he was Mr. February on 2022. So thank you, Ron. You could stay if you like. So anyway, we do have a calendar. It's only $10.
No, we've already done this.
We already did all. You missed it. Oh, there's the calendar. Thank you, Leo. It's only $10. It's amazing. I still have a few left. Not many. Reen, did I ever give you a calendar?
Yes, not this one.
Okay, I have it. I have it for you. Don't let me forget. Oh my God, we the kids are watching.
Uh-oh.
All right, so that's Sarah Glassman. She's a musical director, and her best friend Joshua Bennett, who's an amazing singer, and they are Mr. and Mrs. March. They are not a couple; they're best friends, but they wanted to both be in it, and they went with a Lucky Charms theme for St. Patrick's Day. Lots of saints, and saints love when you wear just an apron.
We'll just show that picture.
All saints love that because they feel that you are opening your heart. I'm going with this, Kat. Just follow along. Okay, hold the calendar for us. See you Thursday. Oh, yes, you will see me Thursday. I will hold the calendar for you. You got it.
Why? What's this thing that you're gathering together? Nobody's having fun while I'm not there. Hey,
Leo's in Idlewild, California, and he runs a beautiful after-school center and camp, kids camp, and they do theater. Closer to God that way, says Danielle of Danielle Alexandria Alchemy. And she's a psychic. She knows. Anyway, so what are we doing Thursday? Thursday is at the Stonewall Inn. Our friend Chauncey's, it happens to be Chauncey's birthday. He's the DJ, but he's also an amazing guy. And it's Velvet Stardust. Velvet Stardust is a group of they're incredible rock and roll artists, and they have dancers. The main dancer, her name is Jamie Marie Hannigan, and she's the producer as well. And she's an incredible dancer. So they have these amazing rock and roll dancers, incredible / burlesque dancing, but it's like really rock and roll dancers, and like a 5-piece rock and roll band, and they're going to be doing that. They do. Yes. Do they dance the reveal?
They're going to premiere it.
Danielle, are you a psychic? How did you know that? I'm serious because Reveal is a song written by Chauncey Dandridge and Lynn Portis, genius, my best friend, and it's a great new dance number called Reveal. And they
always a reveal, a reveal.
Yes, they are actually singing it live and dancing to it.
Maria, I was in the shower the other day, and usually, you throw a tune out while you're in the shower, thus being artist. What was the first thing came out of my mouth?
Now this is, I know, Reveal is so catchy. If anybody has Spotify or Apple Music, go and type in Reveal by Lynn Portis. You can type in Chauncey Dandridge, but be careful because there's another Reveal, and it's actually an amazing series. It's a podcast, but it's two different ones. So, but Reveal is a song. It's like a big disco
There's
over the top.
always a reveal, a reveal, a reveal.
That's great.
By the way, I didn't see that it was capitalized, and I translated that totally differently.
You did. Okay. Well, listen, whatever you see is what you should see. But do they dance to Reveal? Yes. So
Yeah, well, yeah.
you were seeing. She knew. That's what I said. You were psychic. How did she know that? She just knew it because nobody else knows it. So John and Lori are going to be there as well.
Always a reveal.
And I'm going to try to drag Judy. I haven't told her yet, but let's see. Yeah.
Like that, right? That's what you meant, right, Kat?
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love
one little strap going down.
Yeah. Leo, stop teasing everybody.
I got the shimmies tonight.
I know you always have the shimmies. Okay, so we have 3 minutes left to our show. So, Kat, I would like you to leave us with something. Everything you say is inspiring, but something. Let's say someone sitting at home. We get all creatives that watch us, right? All our friends. How do we jumpstart? Let's say our creativity has been a little dormant. We're a little discouraged. We're watching too much news. The world is heavy-hearted. How do we get those creative juices flowing? You're a playwright. You teach playwriting. You're also a storyteller. Now, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's something we didn't even talk about that. So when you write your stories or tell your stories, you're an orator as well. What do you use, or what would you tell someone, or what would you tell yourself to keep those creative wheels turning?
When I was younger, in my 20s, I was all about telling my own story, right? Just trying to get it all out. And then I went to my 30s, and then I was still preoccupied with that, right? And then I got into my 40s, and you know what inspires me now?
What?
Is listening to other people.
Yeah, it's true.
It is the thing that I feel like my life has been about learning how to listen. And just when I think I know how to listen, another year passes and I go, oh my gosh, I've not been listening. This is a new way of listening. I'm now hearing things very differently.
Right.
And so I think there's something to be said about learning to listen.
Oh, I love that. And our friend Tanya Penn says, I love it as well. Tanya is an amazing artist. She does all kinds of things. Tanya, we should have you join us on the show. I've known Tanya a long time, and talk about the universe doing beautiful things. Tanya's dad, I knew way before I knew Tanya. I met him in a very special way, and he was someone that guided me through the early parts, through my youth. He was a guide and a very inspirational guy. And anyway, his name was Norman. He was a great guy. And then years later, I met Tanya, had no idea that it was Norman's daughter. And she ended up being a beautiful person in my life. So you see how the universe sends you these gifts. So Tanya, shout out to your dad too, who, is always with us. So thank you, Maria. It's the truth. Now I'm also going to tell you a beautiful story about Tanya before we leave, because we have been talking about the way the universe works. So when my mom's been gone now almost 15 years. The last 2 years of my mother's life, she had cancer, and my mother was a very positive person. And so I said to a bunch of my friends, can you do me a favor? My mother is a social butterfly, and she's bedridden now. Can you, just a few of my friends, do you mind sending my mom a card just so she knows people that she's never met in the world are thinking of her? My mother got 200 cards from strangers. I mean, I want to cry just that. Tanya she had a little boy who was maybe 4 or 5. His name's Nico. He's a teenager now. And she said, do you think it would be okay if I called your mom? Because I need mom advice. My little boy your mom was amazing. See, I need mom advice. Nico's going to preschool and I'm really sad. I'm having separation anxiety and I'm worried. He was a year. Oh my God, he was a year. Okay. So Tanya and my mother became friends on the phone. And Tanya just told me the other day that they talked every day.
Wow.
I mean, I didn't even know that. And she said, I'll never forget your mom. We talked every day. And I remember my mother saying to me, I'm so glad that this young mom is calling me because it makes me feel, I'm going to cry, useful. Because she really was at the last stages of her life. But she felt like she had purpose on earth to help another mom. So this is the circle of life. This is how we pass on beautiful things to each other. Tanya, there's no coincidence that you popped on, that I'm in Massachusetts. She saved me, Tanya says. And Tanya, your dad saved me. So we're even. So you see, this is a God's honest truth. Norman Penn saved my life when I was just a young puppy trying to find my way. And my mom saved yours. So how beautiful. And Nico is a teenager now. And so what I want to leave the show with, and I think that our guests will agree, that you sometimes do things in life that you feel are in a vacuum. You're just being a good person or helping one person. But it's the cycle of life. And the world is turning and you're passing beautiful things. Leo, you work with children that will grow up and remember your lessons and pass them on to other children. Kat, look at what you've done. Same thing. You were taught by people that cared about you and you spread joy into the world. Now, I hope that everybody knows that you can connect with each other. That is my favorite thing to do, to connect people with each other, because we're just better together and we have resources. Because sometimes people hit the end of you hit the end of the road. You're like, oh, I'm tired, I'm frustrated. Somebody comes along and they need you, you need them. And the next thing you know, you're creating more beautiful things. So Rena Craniali-Bergy, my cousin and wonderful human being, Ron Craniali-Bergy, Mr. February, man, amazing person. Thank you for letting us use your home. Look at he's a goofball. That's kind of goofball. So thank you for letting us use your home. Rizzo
she's snoring.
She is snoring. We're driving back to New York right after this, right after we have a few snacks. Then I'm going to need an espresso. And then I'm driving back to New York.
Take a nap if you need to, okay?
You know what? I took a nap at my dad's. Before
10:30?
I needed a nap because my dad drives me crazy. But anyway, and of course he was trying to wake me up with his walker by banging on the door, which he doesn't really need a walker. For some reason, he thinks my mother, boom, boom. And then he goes, Maria Bia, which is my full name. Did you call me? No, I did not. But I guess I'm up now. Thanks, Dad. Oh, I thought you called me. Whatever. There's so many stories I could tell. I'll just end on that. Kat, I love you.
I love you too.
I'm so glad you were able to join us. Leo, you are my knight in shining armor and the best accidental stage manager a girl could ever ask for. Everybody out there that comes back year after year, this is episode 340, Leo?
340.
340. We are on YouTube if you want to go and watch any of our archive shows. And also all our shows go into podcasts about 12 hours later on Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. So please go and check us out. Like us on Facebook and like us on Instagram. We love it. And we love and appreciate you. Please come back every week. Thank you for everything that you do for us. Thank you for watching our show. Thank you for being amazing people in the world, because there's a couple of baddies out there, but I feel like our good will upstage theirs. Okay? Good night, everybody. Do great things in the world.
Go save a dog.
Oh.